Our next guest is a reinvention strategist, entrepreneur, and best-selling author. Please welcome my dear friend, Marshawn Evans Daniels. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you. It's so good to be in your new home.
Yes, this means so much. We have so much we could talk about, from your journey in Miss America, and seeing you contribute to CNN sometimes and giving your views on Trump, just so many things. I'm trying to see where are we going to start today. First of all, let's talk about what is a reinvention strategist.
Sure. Well, one of the things I learned a long time ago is that if you don't tell your story, someone else will tell it for you, and you may not like how that goes down. Okay. So when people look at my life, they might think that I was unfocused because I went to law school. I only practiced law for a year and a half before I left and started my own sports agency. I'd been on The Apprentice. I've been in the Miss America competition. I was in government, and then I went into corporate employment law and then into professional sports. Wow. But I look at it as going where in alignment with my divine assignment, and that God calls us to reinvention, not retirement. And so I look at following whatever the path is that I believe God has had for me. I just don't overstay a season that's expired. And so I today help women to reinvent their lives, primarily building businesses. I like to, I say this is a season for women to become millionaires, and how to increase their income and their influence. That's my passion, that's my mission, and that's my focus.
I absolutely love it. So really quickly, tell us about that journey with Miss America.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I know it just looks like yesterday, but it's been,
of course,
it's been 17 years since
really?
I competed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually grew up in Texas, and Texas is like the pageant capital of the world. The higher the hair, the closer to heaven. That's where you learn how to tease your hair, for sure. And I grew up even as a teenager competing in the Miss Texas system that was on the journey to Miss America. But the challenge was Texas had never had a black woman win Miss Texas in the 90-year history of the pageant. Wow. And that didn't happen while I was there either. But one day I had an opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. to take a fellowship with the U.S. Justice Department. Now, I was still in college, getting ready to graduate from TCU, and I needed to go back from this internship in D.C. to graduate. And I called the chancellor of the university because the dean of my department said I couldn't stay in DC. I had to come back home. And it's good to have created good relationships and lay the seed so that you don't know when you're going to need something to bloom. So this relationship, I was able to call the chancellor, and he said, I will call the dean. I think this will be good for TCU. You've been a good representative for TCU. So I not only got to take on this fellowship, but that's how I ended up getting to the stage at Miss America, was representing DC as opposed to Miss Texas. And I learned that a lot of times God gives us the promise, but he doesn't give us the process. And I was so determined to go back to Texas. I thought, I'm going to just keep going until it's my time. And certain places just will never be able to properly receive you. And so when I went to Miss America, I actually was in the group of Miss Texas, won talent interview, third runner-up, and $80,000 in scholarships, and ended up going to Georgetown from there. And so your dreams can come true. The pathway to getting there will often be unpredictable.
More when we come back with In the Spotlight with Kim Ford.